Hi, grade 7. So today we are going to go on with the properties of materials. In the previous lessons, we talked about some of the properties of the materials, like the strength, the boil and melting point, and the flexibility. So for today, we are going to go on, and the next one on our list is going to be electrical conductivity. So electricity moves as an electric current that travels through a material. So that means if you switch on the television, there will be electricity going from the plug to the TV. Okay, so materials good for carrying electric currents are called electrical conductors. So anything that is good for it, like steel or copper, are conductors. So there we have the copper wires and steel. Because if you connect wires to steel, you will shock, and the same with the copper. And all the housing has copper wires in it or steel wires. So anything that can move the electricity from one point to another is a conductor. So some of it we get materials that aren't good, and those materials we are calling it insulators. So good insulators are wood or plastic. So there we have wood. So even though we connect electricity on it, nothing would happen. And the same with the plastic. Okay, so that is one. Our next is heat conductivity. If heat can travel through an object, it is heat conductive. Materials with very low thermal conductive are known as thermal insulators. So that means heat cannot go through it. And that is like plastic. So steel and aluminium are good heat conductors, meaning if you put steel into fire, if you take it out, you will see it's like red, and you can't touch it with your hands. So that is why we use a plastic or a wooden thing to take it out of the fire. But if you take it out, you will see it's glowing like a red kind of glow. So that means the heat can go through it. So with plastic and wood, it will only melt. So that means it is insulated. It is not a good heating conductivity. So the heat cannot go through it. Okay. Properties that we also need to take into account is the cost. So when you choose a material, you can't just think about what it's going to cost now. You must think of the life cost. So where it starts, how it's made, because each one of those things are going to cost something. The other thing that you need to take in account is the color. Color of material will affect how hot or cold the material gets. Dark colors absorb the rays of the sun, causing it to get hotter. Like for instance, if we have a black car and we leave it in the sun, if you get in it, you will feel it is very hot because the dark colors absorbs the rays, so it pulls the rays in, so that is why it feels hotter. Then if you take a light color, it will reflect the sun rays. So that is why it will still be hot, but it won't be that hot like in the black car. And the last thing is the texture. So the texture of material refers to how material feels. So if we have it rough, it can be like the bark of the tree. Smooth is like all the teachers' nails and mommy's nails. You will see it is always smooth. Soft like a teddy bear. And then you also get hard like a diamond. Okay, so that is the different textures that you also get.